Hello, welcome to our channel as we adjust the camera to make sure it's straight. We appreciate each and every one of you. It's hard without Jane, so she'll be flying back in a few days. Anyway, welcome to number 4. This has to do with police, fire, and ambulance. It's the winter time. The homeless are trying to commit crimes so they can go to jail and get 3 hots and a cot. And a lot of the homeless are in the hospitals and in the recovery centers. So you have to deal with all the bipolar people. You have to deal with all the people wanting to go to jail because they want to go to jail. They just want to get out of the cold. And that means you have to arrest them. You have to deal with their medical issues. They may overdose. They may just go to the hospital and say, I want to commit suicide and get 30 days free stay in the hospitals, which means there's no room for the mental health patients as the city collects the $10,000 a month for the homeless that are now residing in the prisons and in the hospitals and in the recovery centers. So you have to deal with the mental patients because there's no room for the mental patients because the owners of the cities have said, I want my money, gimme, 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 mo, and violated federal law. Here in the city of Tacoma, $2 billion went out to the city owners. Seattle, $9 billion goes to the owners of the city. $9 billion. That could be used for road repair. Where are the feds? Well, everybody gets a piece of the action. Come on, let's get real. You give me $2 billion, of course I can put out $300 or $400 million. Pay everybody off. That's a lot of money, especially for a bohunk town like the city of Tacoma, where 60,000 people are affected mentally by the fluoride in the water. It's a poison. And it poisons people, so you have to deal with it. So now you've got a bunch of mental cases, and there's no place in the mental hospitals because the homeless walk in, drop their goods outside, and say, I'm going to commit sewer pipes. You got a tough job. And it's worse in the wintertime when everybody wants to go to jail and get 3 hots and a cot. I have a friend who's bipolar, and he decided to get 3 hots and a cot, so he stopped taking his medication and went over the deep end. And the city violated the federal laws, and they lost a $100 million lawsuit, the state of Washington, for not providing health care because they want the homeless in the mental health care facilities so they can collect that $10,000 a month and pad their pockets and get bribed. It's a tough situation for you cops. Your job is to go in and stabilize the situation. I understand. I've been in the blue. I've been a cop. Your job is to stabilize everything and calm everybody down. Yeah, I have stories too. But as a white male, I didn't last very long because they had to hire some incompetent boob to take my job who wasn't a white male and had no experience in law enforcement. Because she wouldn't have gotten hired otherwise. So they had to hire some incompetent nincompoop who didn't even have a 4-year degree. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. So I joined the Army and made captain. Opened an embassy, got 4 stars. That's where God sent me. And I go where God sends me. So anyway, hang in there. The federal grants have been frozen. They're there, but nobody can access them. So the city won't be getting their $1 billion here in Tacoma for the homeless because the grants have been frozen. The homeless industrial complex has been put on hold for 3 months. We'll see where that goes. So hang in there. As the grants go away, so will that homeless industrial complex. And maybe these homeless people won't have Medicare pay for their housing and food costs at the tune of about, $5,000 a day in the hospitals? You see, they're housing the homeless in the hospitals and collecting the money on them. City ain't stupid. Money talks, BS walks. But if there ain't no money for that, then guess what? It dries up, and the city's got to come up with another strategy. Why not put the homeless on a bus to Chicago? My father used to when he was vice mayor of Princeton. $100, get on the bus. You get off the bus before Chicago will kill you. That's what he used to tell him. I was there. Anyway, get them out of Seattle. Stop collecting on the homeless in Tacoma. Stop collecting on the homeless industrial complex. We'll see what Trump does. I don't know. But either way, you're the frontline guys that got to take the hits. So hang in there, because as the grants dry up, the city's going to change strategies. So beware of what's going on. God bless. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow. Well, no, we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Just know that the public is behind you. And if you have an emergency, you're always welcome here. Just pull in here and you'll be protected.